So it looks like they've got one of the big water bombing planes in for this fire. It certainly is a big fire now. You know, for a while I've been saying, for at least a few days, that climate change denial is like arson in slow motion. And it truly is. Bushfires are a natural thing in Australia, but when you add climate change to the mix, the danger is huge. I've had a lot to say on this issue lately. It disappoints me that just because I also write about sexuality in teenagers and post photos that are a bit on the frisky side involving teenagers, that Facebook decided to shut down my account. Obviously, conservatives are very, very protective of their children and don't necessarily trust gay people. I would point out though that honest and open gay people are usually not the ones you need to worry about. And I really don't think it's a coincidence that this fire is happening today. It's Jacob Wetterling's birthday. Jacob Wetterling was in fact the victim of a closeted predator named Danny Heinrich. Jake's case was only just solved on 31st of August last year. Jake would have turned 39 today had he still been here on Earth, but we now know he's not. He was only 11 years and 8 months old when he was abducted, molested and then shot. It's easy to think someone that does a crime like that must be a psychopath. But actually Danny Heinrich was a very disturbed individual. He himself was the victim of a notorious pedophile actually when he was a boy. And back then, if you were the victim of sexual assault and you were a male, or if you were gay, it was very difficult to talk. There wasn't much counselling available back in, you're talking 50 years ago, 60 years ago. There really wasn't much for people. So I'm less inclined to judge Danny Heinrich than I am the people that arrogantly say, climate change, it's not a problem. Climate change is a problem. It's like arson in slow motion. And the other boy who I've connected to Jake, I think Jake was gay. I also think Nathan was gay. And Nathan is an Australian boy who lost his life in the Black Saturday bushfires. I don't know where they are now, but I think they're soulmates, Jake and Nathan, and this is today, the prediction that I've been trying to publicise, no thanks to Facebook who deleted my account, but the prediction I've been trying to publicise is theirs. It's not mine. And yes, they have been very clear in flagging the 11th of February and the 17th of February, today being Jake's birthday. And I just looked at the Weather Channel earlier, and it looks like there may actually be Tropical Cyclone Blanche forming in the Gulf of Carpentaria this weekend after all. That is really pluming up now, that smoke. That is a really intense fire. There would definitely be a lot of destruction happening there now. So I hope Facebook think about this. You know, I've got a little bit of a gift. I know some people might have a problem with believing that an openly gay guy could have a spiritual connection with a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old boy, both of whom are deceased. Well, I believe I do. I think there's more important things in life than following rules. I think free speech is important. People don't have to read what I post. If they do, and they feel offended, that's fine. I feel offended by a lot of right-wing propaganda that I read on Facebook. I don't complain on it. I don't get all antsy about it. But the Conservatives certainly do complain if you're, start writing about sexuality in relation to young people. Well, I was in the closet through my teenage years, and I also had the unfortunate experience of a run-in with a sexual predator when I was 13. And a lot of people have disbelieved me and mocked me. I've had a lot of people just say I'm a lazy bastard and I don't want to do this and I'm a troublemaker. Well, you might find that I've actually been following my heart and my soul in a good way. And you might have, done worse than to actually listen to what I've been saying, or to listen to what Jacob and Nathan have been saying. Nathan died in a firestorm. I dare say that is becoming a firestorm looking at it. Very serious bushfire, very scary for the poor people that are there. And there's another smoke plume over that way. This is a very serious fire. Of course, fires tend to spot ahead on... the conditions today are not what you'd call horrendous, but they're bad enough. It's a severe fire danger today, not extreme, not catastrophic, but winds did get up to around 40 k's an hour, and that's bad enough when you've got low humidity, a temperature of around 35 degrees. It's now back to about 30. But when a fire gets to this point, it makes its own weather, does its own thing. Very scary. And no, it's not a coincidence. The other date the boys flagged was the 11th of February, and that was the hottest day in the history of New South Wales. When you add this today, on Jake's birthday, no, that's not a coincidence. Not on top of all the other predictions that Jake has got right. But you put Jake and Nathan together and you get a good, accurate weather prediction, obviously, about a very bad, scary thing like what happened to them. Demons thrive in the dark. They thrive in secrecy. I'm not a secretive person. I'm not closeted. And no, I did not deserve to get booted off Facebook. And I resent it. And if you keep going down the path of voting for climate change deniers, it's not going to have a good ending for anybody. Oh well. Happy birthday, Jack.